In the heart of the 14th century, a legend was born. His name was Bayezid I, a name that would echo through the annals of history. But to understand the man, we must travel back to the small town of Amasya, in modern-day Turkey, where he first opened his eyes to the world in 1360. Bayezid was the son of Sultan Murad I, and from a young age he was groomed for greatness. Imagine a restless child, always observing the world around him, his mind a whirlwind of ambition and dreams. As he grew, so did his reputation. Bayezid was not just any prince, he was a warrior, a strategist, and a leader who would one day take the reins of the Ottoman Empire. But what shaped him? The answer lies in his childhood. Bayezid learned the art of warfare early on, accompanying his father into battle. At just 16, he fought valiantly at the Battle of Kosovo, where he witnessed the brutal realities of warfare. "Courage is the heart of a lion," he would later say, a mantra that would define his reign. Fast forward to 1389, and Bayezid ascended the throne after the tragic assassination of his father. The empire was on the brink of expansion, and Bayezid was determined to push the boundaries of Ottoman power. His ambition knew no limits. He embarked on a campaign to conquer the Balkans, and his relentless pursuit earned him the title Yildirim, meaning Thunderbolt. But with great power came great enemies. One of the most formidable was Timur, the conqueror from the east, often referred to as Tamerlane. Born in 1336 in present-day Uzbekistan, Timur was a man of great intellect and brutal ambition. At the time Bayezid was rising in the west, Timur was carving out his own empire, and the two would soon find themselves on a collision course. In 1396, Bayezid launched a bold campaign against the Kingdom of Hungary. The Battle of Nicopolis became a defining moment, where he faced a coalition of European forces. "Victory is not in the stars, but in our own hands," he declared before the battle. But pride can be a double-edged sword, and that day would not be the triumph he envisioned. The battle was fierce, but the Ottomans faced a crushing defeat. Bayezid's forces were outnumbered, and the remnants of his army fled the battlefield, leaving him humiliated. The defeat at Nicopolis was just the beginning of his troubles. Meanwhile, Timur was watching. He saw Bayezid's ambition as a threat to his own empire. In 1400, Timur launched a campaign of his own, sweeping through Persia and wreaking havoc in Baghdad. He was a man who believed in a vision of a world united under his rule, and he wouldn't let anyone stand in his way. By 1402, tensions finally boiled over. Bayezid, still reeling from his defeat in Nicopolis, found himself facing the ultimate challenge. Timur marched towards Anatolia, intent on halting Bayezid's advance. The two armies met at the Battle of Ankara, a clash that would determine the fate of empires. Bayezid, determined to reclaim his lost glory, gathered his forces. But in the whispers of the night, doubt crept in. A leader must inspire confidence, not fear, he thought, yet the weight of his past failures hung heavily upon him. The day of battle arrived, and the air was thick with anticipation. Bayezid faced Timur's forces with unwavering resolve. "For the Ottomans, for the future," he shouted, rallying his troops. But the battle was chaotic, and as arrows flew and swords clashed, the tide began to turn. Timur, a master tactician, outmaneuvered Bayezid at every turn. The Ottomans, once a formidable force, began to falter. In the chaos, Bayezid's command crumbled and panic set in. "Retreat," he ordered, but it was too late. The battle ended in disaster, and Bayezid was captured. Timur's victory was absolute. As Bayezid was brought before him, the conqueror looked down at the fallen sultan. "You believed you could conquer the world, but now you are but a pawn in my game," Timur declared. The humiliation was palpable, but Bayezid remained defiant. "You may have won this battle, Timur, but my name will live on," he retorted, his spirit unbroken. In an ironic twist, Timur decided to spare Bayezid's life, but the consequences were devastating. He was paraded through Timur's empire, a living trophy of conquest. The once great sultan was reduced to a shadow of his former self, imprisoned in a cage, a symbol of defeat. The years passed, and Bayezid's health began to deteriorate. The weight of his downfall bore down on him, and in 1403 he died in captivity. A man who once dreamed of uniting the world, now just a memory. Bayezid I's story is a tale of ambition, glory, and ultimate downfall, a reminder of the fragile nature of power. His legacy, though marred by defeat, would echo through history as a testament to the relentless pursuit of greatness. "Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it," he once said. And though he fell at the hands of Timur, his dreams of empire would live on in the hearts of those who followed him. The Ottoman Empire would rise again, but the story of Bayezid I serves as a poignant chapter in the saga of power, ambition, and the relentless march of history. So, the next time you think of empires, remember Bayezid I, the Thunderbolt, whose lightning struck brightly yet briefly, illuminating the path of history with his fiery ambition and tragic fall.